Hi, Heidi ho. Hello,
Hyper
YouTube.
G.
Hyper G.
It kind of fits.
Hooray.
And Lucky
And
Sixes.
Lucky Sixes. Of course, we are here for another army battle review. Battle
Army
book
Battle
review.
Review.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
I
meant
like that.
book, but
Hmm.
army battle book review.
I think,
um,
yeah, I like that change.
and what other army to battle with than Empire of Sonnstahl? Please
Yes.
forgive us for not reviewing the last time.
I wasn't going to
We'll
mention that.
review
I was definitely
this
going to mention
time.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm.
this is hello, probably for the first time ever, Empire fans, because of that.
If they're watching this, they might have forgiven us for last year. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was
we'll reintroduce us.
ridiculously how how long it took us to realize we'd not done Empire.
Yeah,
It was like
uh,
weeks later.
but yeah, by then it was too late. So welcome to
Yeah.
Proxy Table Gaming, Empire
Yes,
of Sonnstahl fans. We are a YouTube channel that
we are.
specifically at Ninth Age. I know you're shocked because we've
Mhm.
never covered your army
No,
before, but today
never.
is that day.
It is. Yes.
And
Yes.
we look at the army book of all the rule changes because
There
there
aren't
are
many
none.
or none.
There
Mm.
is one name change,
Yes, there is, and
and
it's kind
there
of
are
yeah,
there are
additional
a
word.
decent amount of points changes as well. So we'll crack on with them, but not before mentioning, like we have in all of the um,
Hmm.
books, battle books, the fluff. And as you can see, there is fluff added to all the books,
Mm.
notably with a map of the world
Yeah.
showing you where your army is situated.
Yeah, I
And
like that really like almost insignificant shade down the bottom right. Like
yeah,
they're
standing
there
there.
as well. They're nearly there. Like they were there
Yeah,
briefly, but they're not
absolutely. Yeah,
strongly there.
is that a
You know.
new place or is it the Drakesoft? I'm
Yeah.
sure you'll find out in the fluff,
Mm.
of
Mm.
which it starts with. Founded in the
Mm.
3rd century of the Ninth Age, Sonnstahl is among the youngest of the world's great powers, but one of the most ambitious. A large and prosperous human nature, its impressive trade, finance, and education have propelled its rise to a preeminent position within the continent of Vicia, safeguarded always by its large and highly trained armies, and ever devoted to the goddess of the sun. Lately embarking upon a new era of global colonization, what we just mentioned, baby.
Yeah, we called it.
Sonnstahl's ascent shows no sign of slowing. Woe to those who stand in its way, and Proxy Table Gaming is now no longer going to stand in its
No,
way.
no. Well,
But I'm
technically,
glad
we're
I'm
more in its way than we were last year because last year we just let them go by.
let them do
Like,
what they want.
yeah,
But similar to the fluff, they're a new army basically, which is why we've never done them before.
yeah,
There is a
clearly.
more fluff, even further to that on Sunna, their wealth and their army and magic and
Hmm.
technology and stuff. So go read that, and also it is dotted around uh, the army
Within
book
the
and
unit entries.
within the unit entries and etc
Yeah.
etc. So go look out for that. As we mentioned, there are no changes in the blessings or the orders in terms of
No.
rules or anything.
Hmm.
Parent and support units still there. Most drills are anchored around large regiments of Sonnstahl's heavily armed foot soldiers, by the way, so bear that in mind when list building.
Yeah.
The weapons are the same. Hereditary is still the same mechanically.
Yes.
You get to choose and stuff, so nothing's changed there. But we do see some changes in the special items.
We do. We do.
Again, it is just points changes rather than how they work. Although it might
Yeah.
change how what access you have to multiple items and things like that
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
bit. Light Sonsal still 150 points, so don't worry about that. The first change we see is Black Steel.
I'm surprised by this one off the bat because I think this is a popular one and a really, really good one.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, because I mean, this is like the easiest way to get a 2-up armor save, and
yeah,
probably a 1-up because you're probably going to have a shield. If you're spending time making yourself 2-up, then you may as well have a shield for 1-up, right?
I agree.
And I I'm surprised this went down because I thought this
Yeah,
was a really
I,
good steal at 45.
maybe The only thing I can think of with this going down is maybe it opens up different item
Yes,
combinations,
like a 60-point weapon to go
Yeah.
alongside it, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but maybe it does.
Like
So,
Death Warrant, maybe.
well, yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the exact reason why, so they can
Yeah.
get that on your non
Yeah.
cavalry units. So maybe that's the thing. But yeah, that's cool.
Mm.
The same with Shield of Volund. It's gone down from 15 to 10. So if you had that before, you're nicely surprised it's gone down.
Yeah.
The onto the banners, and the only change is the household standard. This actually goes up by 10 points, but yeah, it increases.
I think that's one of the, like, commanding presence is a really good rule to have increased. So that's why you're paying more for it, which we've seen on a few occasions. So
6 inches as well. So I think that's I'm in favour of this increase.
I think so.
Caradon's cursor has gone down 30 to 20, as has the mantle of Ula going down from 20 to 10.
Okay, I'm surprised by Caradon's Corsa because I think that's a really good item if you're playing the right type of army. I mean, admittedly, it is one use only, so you can't make it too expensive because you can still fail your charge.
Yeah,
and if you're using it for long bomb charges, then you're not going to get your points worth of it at all.
Yeah, but again, maybe that's it. Now being 20 points, you might have 20 points spare with certain things, and be able to then fit it in. So you might see it in more.
And it's quite unique in what can take it as well. Knight commanders, and they've got to be mounted on this. So marshals.
Not knowing too much about standard character builds, that's my inkling to these changes is just to open up a few more combinations, more than saying that it's OP or UP or anything like that.
Yeah. Little nod to the Art of War in this fluff. Speaking of which, sign up for Art of War. Make sure you do so because it's a really awesome tournament that happens in February every year.
Absolutely.
Bing, bing.
Yeah. If you're close to Bristol, especially, definitely
or not,
check us out. Yeah.
Maybe if you're in that area on the map that we pointed out earlier, you should make a commute to Bristol. And
perhaps that is Bristol. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure where Bristol is.
To be fair, we travel there, and we don't really look at where Bristol is. We just put it in the sat nav, and we go Bristol. So maybe,
does the sat nav take us to the southeast of Tafia or Tafira? I'm not sure. Maybe it does. Back onto changes though, and we see we're going to skip ahead almost to the first name change, and the only name change of this book. The dragon is now called the Commanding Dragon. Now, I believe this is part of the changing of giants and dragons to have unique names for different army books. But very cool, and obviously with commands, that makes sense to do so.
It does.
The actual price changes. The Imperial Prince upgrade is now 115 down from 125. So that's always good. And then going back to the Commanding Dragon, it's down from 410 to 400. Lovely little bit of synergy there in terms of the OCD of my points additions. Wonderful, very happy. In terms of game, I don't think it's game breaking, but that makes me a lot happier. It makes me smile. So if that was your aim, you've succeeded. Well done.
I think that's high on their list of objectives every year.
So do I, actually. Yeah.
Make Lucky Sixes smile.
And
anyway, that's beautiful.
180 points for the Knight Commander is a change. That goes from 175 to 180, so slightly up. The shield, however,
free shield.
is now free. So it's kind of not a change because you always had a shield, and now you get it for free. So happy days. The Young Griffin is a change, goes down from 40 to 30.
Yeah.
So
are there any reasons why a Knight Commander wouldn't take a shield? I mean, now it's free, even more so. But
I guess that's the point, right? Is what they were finding was that why even bother putting make it free? You may as well just add it to the plate armor bit at this point.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was getting at, really. But let me know if you don't take a shield on this thing and why.
Despite being free, that
would be great.
The actual technical point of this is remember to put it in your army list, because now that it's
yeah,
free,
yeah,
it's going to
yeah,
be an option. I'm sure it will change to be put into the actual unit
mm.
entry, but until then,
Yes,
remember to actually put it in your army list.
yeah, because it is
Oh
an
god,
extra armor save. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Don't just
Mm.
add a shield,
Mm.
magic shield
Yeah, because
addition
when your
without adding
opponent
the
says
shield.
no, you haven't got your 6 up armor save anymore because I've hit you with AB whatever, and you were
Yeah.
like, well, I have got a shield because, oh,
Oh,
I haven't.
I haven't. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
slight. Yeah.
And usually you
That's
only find that out after you've rolled your 6.
yeah.
So,
So this is
you
us
know.
preempting that. You're welcome for that
Mm.
person that it happens to.
You see, Empire fans, we look after Empire
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. When we take the time to actually be bothered to look at your army, here we are, looking out for you, man.
Exactly. You know. Yeah.
Speaking of that, a wizard has no change, so
Good.
we carry on. The prelate has no change, so we move on
Mm-hmm.
from that.
Mm-hmm.
The artificer has a slight change though. The artificer is 110 points,
That's very cheap,
going
isn't it?
down as well. So
Mm.
I guess it's one of those. It's in terms of the engineer, it's probably least on the Empire's very character heavy thing, right? So
Yeah. They probably
the
don't usually have the time or effort to spend on an artificer, do they? So.
yeah, so I quite like that's going down a little bit. Perhaps you can argue, even though it is quite cheap, to go down a little bit lower.
He's almost a unit of chaff, isn't he? Really?
He is moving 4-8
Yeah.
unit of chaff. Yeah.
Just run him out and use him as chaff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I purely think this is an internal thing in that some of the
Yeah.
other characters were slightly more important to include,
Mhm.
and this was just down on the pecking order.
Yeah.
So yeah, Inquisitor is
even cheaper.
90. Yeah, 95 to 90. Again, perhaps a similar sort of reason behind that.
Right.
Otherwise,
Okay. Hang on here. Right. I mean, you carry on. Actually, you carry on. I want to do some internal little comparison here.
yeah, absolutely.
What's that? 90 points on an Inquisitor. This is bothering. No, I'm going to keep talking because it's bothering me. You know where I'm going with this, right?
I do.
That's the same as a skink veteran, and the stats are ridiculous.
How many HP does skink have?
2. Worse.
Well,
Defensive and
that's
offensive,
enough.
worse. Attack's better, okay. Res worse. Strength's the same. AP the same. Agility better, okay.
Arguably, I'd say attacks is probably the most important attribute.
Multiple wounds D3. What the hell? Plate armor over. Oh my lord! How is this the same?
No, great.
I'm going back to my PTG quits moment. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
Absolutely, rage quitting over. Yeah. Come on, this is for the Empire. This isn't about.
Oh, sorry.
Saurians.
Yes, all about Empire.
Come on, because it gets cheaper. So if you've got any cheaper bills, everything else is the same. 5 points, you've saved. Well done.
Yes.
Let's say we skip through the character mounts because other than the change to the
all
name
about
of the commanding dragon,
yeah.
There is no change in terms of mechanically speaking or unit entries. Into core, heavy infantry is exactly the same. Light infantry does make a change, slightly cheaper in that it's 130 to 120. And unit models thereafter are down from 13 to 12. I never liked 13 as a unit entry model point. That's not always good. So yeah, I mean, decent enough, I think.
It's because when you roll 3 dice, you will never get 13 because it's not divisible by 6. So that's why. But 12,
I never see it normally.
That's like your go-to number with 2 dice, isn't it? So
yeah. The crossbows get changed somewhat in that they are up from 1 point to 2 points. So again, it starts becoming a bit of a change in terms of points between the handgun and crossbow issue. But I guess all the savings you've made from the base cost go into the crossbow there, so not too much of a change still.
I think that probably goes with the whole accurate thing, doesn't it? Because that's an order that they can get. And obviously crossbows being more range, more
and more wieldy. As well. State militia, no change, which I'm a little bit surprised at because you are seeing a decent amount of state militia in the party, but is to be. And while the lower classes fight on foot, when called to war, wealthier citizens are commonly found mounted on heavily armored war horses. Electoral cavalry, not only are they wealthier citizens, you'd say they're wealthier citizens, they're now cheaper. And to a lovely 20 points per model.
I just love that you were reading out the fluff. You tried to skip a few words and then realized your sentence didn't make sense because you skipped a few
words were the ones I skipped.
I know. That was beautiful.
Hey, it was
you recovered really well. Really well.
No one noticed.
No one.
Yeah. So yeah, electoral cav get cheaper from 23 to 20.
Oh,
and the shields even get cheaper too, from 4 to 3.
That's
overall,
surprising.
Yeah, this one-up armor is heavily, very, very useful and very accessible now. Knightly orders as well. This is, I guess, where the I'd say where the points have gone into, but the base cost goes from 195 to 175.
That's
they
a
actually
real
get
reduction. Yeah,
it is. They get more expensive for additional models and lances, though.
Okay, I guess I guess you're not really seeing many units of 5 knightly orders, are you?
No.
Well, especially as they're one of a kind as well. But
the additional models are 32 instead of the 1, and lance are 2 instead of 1 as well. So
basically, your elite cavalry are more expensive. Your normal cavalry are less expensive. Really.
If you're using 10, they're exactly the same point. If you have lances and everything else is cheaper. So
okay.
Moving on, Imperial Guard are the same. Knights of the Sun Griffin are the same. I could see them having a points decrease if I'm honest. But they haven't, so don't worry about it. Arcane Engine is the same. Interesting. I thought that might go up, but
I was going to say I was hoping you weren't going to say go down because they're pretty good for what they do.
I guess it's just paper thin, isn't it? At 5 up,
they are. They really are.
Otherwise, exactly the same. The Imperial Rangers are the same as well, according to my notes. The writers. Surprised at this one because they've gone down from 155 to 140. And
we'd surely be able to find the weapons.
Well, thereafter, the additional models go from 21 to 20. In terms of models, heavy armor is the same. The light lance and shield is the same. Pistols do go up from 0
That's not the one I'm
3.
waiting for, though. Yeah.
Brace of pistols go up from 5 to 8. And repeater guns
is the one I'm
go
really
up from 6 to 8.
Right, okay. So
down 15 points and one thereafter, so let's say another 5. So down 20 points for a unit of 10. Goes back up 20 points for a repeater gun. So actually, in terms of that, if you're not using 10 with a repeater gun, they get cheaper.
Providing you're not doing that. And you are doing that, let's be honest. So, okay.
So no real, and you actually look at the things a bit, no real change there. But any other different uses of writers get cheaper. So fair enough. Okay. Fair enough there. In terms of the artillery, the base cost for everything is exactly the same.
Okay.
And all the, in fact, all of the changes. There are no changes.
No.
The artillery stays.
Did you just say the changes stay the same?
The changes stay the same, is what it said. And Empire, folks, if this is the first time you're tuning into Proxy Table Gaming, this is the kind of insight you're now going to get for all those kind of things. So no changes there, despite all the changes staying the same. It's a Summoner's Fury, and the last of our increases or decreases or changes or staying the same is the Flagellant going down from 185 to 170.
That's interesting, actually, because they're really cheap as chips, then, aren't they?
15 points. It's essentially makes the first 15 super cheap, and then 15 points thereafter. I don't mind it too much as a thing.
Considering that they are formidable in battle with nothing but faithful armor, and they're incapable of fear, I think that's a real boon to the Empire. That one.
They're now a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No change in the steam tank.
Okay.
And that is all of the changes.
Amazing.
So which takes us over to the change log. As if anybody's just interested in that, here you are. For the most part, pretty good, I think.
Yeah,
pretty good.
So.
Electoral Cav getting a nice, healthy update there.
Yeah, it's probably the nightly orders that lose out overall, isn't it? Really, but then you're getting a lot of it back from the original cost anyway.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's really anything that takes a hit, but maybe that's a reflection of their place in the tier of books. Or tiers. But yeah, so I think overall, I think it's safe to say they got a ever so slight buff. But let us know if I've got that completely wrong.
You completely disagree. Yeah.
Empire fans, we are, especially more than anyone, looking forward to your comments. So please comment in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
They wouldn't have seen us before, so they need to subscribe.
Yes,
for the first time ever.
You're exactly our target audience for more subscribers.
We try really hard.
I'm going to promise it here. Let's have an Empire battle as our first one of 2024.
Oh my lord! Yeah, okay. You've got to stick to that now because we've got a lot of Empire fans.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Who are going to hold us to this?
Oh yeah, the absolute sheer quality of this report will have them flocking. But yes, so let us know what you think of the fluff as well. Let us know what you think of the points updates and the changed commanding dragon. Do you like it? Do you not?
I mean, I do. Oh, you weren't asking me. Sorry. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you can comment as well. We'll move my mind. And we certainly will comment in response to any Empire generals out there. But that does draw the end to our review of the Empire book for 2023. Update changes. The battle book described as such.
This has been a good review. I've enjoyed it.
It's been a good one. Yeah. Probably the best one. You're welcome,
I'd say so.
Empire fans.
Yeah. Every year we bring it out for them.
Yeah. From
most years
onwards. But yes, like I said, do find us on Facebook, Twitter. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Patreon if you're that way inclined, and of course on the forum. Yeah. Otherwise, join us on here on YouTube for some more battle book reviews, and where we talk about all the armies, not just you, Empire, right? God.
Yeah, your time's done.
Yeah, gee, oh my god. And
so needy.
We can continue in the comments section. But until then, until you comment or until the next video that you tune into, see ya.